Alrighty, guys, I hope y'all are ready. So, for the first question, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it?
If I had $1 million, my Mr. Heartthrob answer would be that I would donate it to the ASPCA because I love the dogs. But my real answer is that I would probably buy my parents a really nice house and then start a college fund for my kids.
I would go to Sushi King or one of those good restaurants and think about what I would do with that kind of money, because that's a lot of money. Probably buy some new clothes too.
If I had $1 million, I would take a large sum of that money and donate to certain charities such as cancer research foundations, as well as organizations such as St. Jude, while also saving as much as I could and investing whatever I had left.
I would split it like 500 grand each way and put 500 grand into like research development for nuclear like fuel, basically to replace fossil fuels, because it's a negligible effect on the environment if we switch over to nuclear, and like it's worth our time investing like money into that. It'd just be really cool. And also on the renewable energy front, put more like science and like research development money behind like how we can improve like wind, solar, like geothermal ways of renewable energy. That's to combat climate change is the other reason of like nuclear fuel and stuff. And the other 500 grand I would like put towards like social and welfare programs like into the US right now. Like for one, I would try to improve school funding because our teachers are underpaid, students are like not learning the correct material. It's just like a whole mess. We are pretty low ranking for like an industrialized country, and that should change because we have the resources. We're just putting it towards like military and stuff, and it can decrease.
Well, the first thing I would do is make sure my mom is set. She's taken care of me my entire life, giving me so much love and support, and I want to make sure that I can give that back to her. I feel that is my responsibility. I would pay off her house. I would pay off her truck and anything else. I would make sure that she can retire. The second thing I would do is pay for the education of my two little sisters. I love them very, very, very much. They are my rocks. I don't know what I'd do without them. I would make sure that they can get the higher education that they need to go to whatever career that they would like, so that they can most successfully provide in their career path. And then the third thing I would do is I would start a 529 account for my future kids, making sure that they can get the education that they would like, just as my sisters, so that they can most successfully provide in their career path as well. And then the last thing I would do is I would give the rest of the money to cancer research. My mom had ovarian cancer when I was little, and it hit me really, really hard. And I do want to make sure that there is a cure for this horrible disease.
If I had $1 million, I would spend the first part of that making sure the person who brought me into this world is good, my mother, making sure that she can pay all of her bills, all of her mortgage off. That needs to be taken care of first. And then what I want to do is buy a nice car that's going to be reliable. I don't want to deal with any car problems, so I want to buy like a new Tesla or BMW or something of that nature. And then with the rest of the money, I want to travel the world. I want to go to different places in Europe, different places in Africa, Asia, South America, etc. I really want to travel and experience the world.
If I had $1 million, it's quite simple. I would rent an airplane. I'd buy as many tacos and tiny parachutes as I can afford. Should be quite a few. I would drop them over a city on a Tuesday, probably around here, maybe Williamsburg, give them a nice surprise, and it would be the world's best Taco Tuesday. Simple.
Well, if I had $1 million, first thing I would do is pay off any of like my family's debt, like my mom's like car bills or like house payments and all that. I'd take care of my family first because family means a lot. Secondly, I'd pay off my school. Just to like get that debt out of like my life and out of my way. Next, I would probably I'd donate around like $75,000 to the American Cancer Society because my family's been affected by cancer, and I know a lot of other families have been too. So research is important for that. Then I'd probably set up a college fund for my future kid, make sure that he or she is taken care of in the future. And then with what's left over, I'd probably invest a little bit, like stock market, try and make some more, I guess, or travel a little bit. It's always nice to just explore and get out there.
If I had $1 million, I'd probably start splitting it up amongst, my friends and family, also some foundations. So, I mean, I would probably take, 50% of it for myself, to put in some stocks and finances for the future. And the other 50% I would split amongst probably different foundations in my family, probably about a quarter of that, so 250,000 to my family, straight to my parents, to give back to them. And then the other 250,000, I would probably split, to go to CNU. I really want to donate to the Lyme Disease Foundation because my sister has Lyme disease, so it's been really hard on my family. So I'd probably give back with that, and probably the Red Nose Foundation as well.
I would first take care of my family. I would pay off any debts that my parents have, and I would take them on a nice vacation to wherever they want to go. After that, I would donate the rest to the AFI's Women's Heart Foundation because they help so many beautiful women.
So I've always really wanted a motorcycle, but my parents have always said I could not have a motorcycle as long as I lived under their roof. So I'd first buy a very cheap house, and then I'd buy a motorcycle, and not like one of those crotch rockets that goes flying down the highway. I want something like a Harley that's cool. But on a serious note, my summer job was I worked at a underprivileged daycare that was government funded outside of DC, and I realized how important the youth of America are, and just the next generation, and just giving them every opportunity we can. And for example, we go on a field trip every other week, whether it be a government building or a public park, and it would make them happy for the rest of the day. And it was just the simple pleasures that really stuck out to me, how much they meant to them, and just it pointed out that the little things can make a world of difference. And like, for example, the last day I worked there, we went to the Mint, where you make money, or where they make money. And these kids were happy for like 2 days. In the Mint, it was so boring. I went in, like, you go in for 10 seconds and you see everything. And it really just showed, like I said, the little things in life can make a world of difference. So if I had the opportunity to give youth foundations money to give more kid-focused field trips, or just more applicable field trips that could be fun and educational, I'd be more than happy.
If I had $1 million, I would probably invest a majority of it, put it in a savings account, and then I would donate a portion of it to both food banks, because it is getting close to the holiday season, and around that time is when a lot of people are in need of food. And I would also donate a portion of it to mental health awareness organizations, because mental health is something I'm super passionate about.